I'm going to be going over 7 of the biggest fitness myths you see on the internet today. My name is Finn and I'm an aspiring online fitness coach, but while I bridge that gap, I'm going to give you a full YouTube channel of free information. The first myth that people tend to yap about are that carbs make you fat. If that were the case, I'd be the fattest person on the planet. Carbs are actually an energy source for your body, and what happens whenever you eat carbs is they turn into glucose, convert into glycogen, which are your muscle stores energy. So when your muscle has more energy from eating carbs, it can push harder whenever you're resistance training, or weight training for the people that don't know what I'm talking about, which is alright. But when you push harder, that ultimately results in better progress, right? 100% correct, you're right on, actually. So if carbs aren't what actually makes you fat, then what does? Because I want you to be honest with me. Who is the last fat person that you met that was actually fat because he ate too much fruit? None of them, so don't be an idiot. Because what actually makes you fat is an overconsumption of calories, not carbohydrates alone. It's scientifically proven that approximately 3,500 calories equates to 1 pound of fat. It doesn't mean if you eat 3,500 calories, you're going to gain 1 pound of fat. That means if you eat 3,500 calories in an excess, you will get 1 pound of fat, approximately. The next myth is that you need to sweat in order to lose weight. Now, ultimately, this is true to an extent because whenever you sweat, you lose a bunch of water weight, which is weight that we don't really count because the weight that we want to lose is body fat. In order to actually move the needle in getting shredded, getting abs, losing body fat, we want to lose body fat, not water weight, because your weight is going to fluctuate throughout the day, whether you like it or not. So in the morning, whenever you weigh yourself fasted, you're going to weigh way different than when you have 3 meals in you. That's because you're starting to hold water. You're supposed to do that. So always weigh yourself at the same time every day. Because if you have some body fat to lose, the sauna is not going to be your answer. The cardio machines are going to be your answer, so get your ass on them. The next myth I'm going to debunk is the supplement myth. The fact that everybody gets so obsessed with what supplements to take in order to make the best progress. I hate to break it to you guys, but this process gets boring. Like, it does. Like, I could easily tell you that it's going to be exciting all the time so I can get more people in the door, but I'm going to be real. You have to commit yourself. It's not always going to be a rocky training scene, or it's not always going to be a highlight reel. So anything like fat burners, BCAAs, test boosters, throw them out the fucking window. We're not going to be needing those. What you should 100% put way more reliance on is sticking to your plan even when you don't want to. Because supplements aren't going to speed up the fact that you need patience in this game in order to win the race. Okay, but there are some supplements that I do recommend you take because they are beneficial for you. Your first one would be creatine, and then your second one would be any sort of pre-workout or caffeine stimulant. Especially when it comes to caffeine, because when you have a large appetite and you want to lose some body fat, caffeine is a good appetite suppressant, which means it makes you less hungry. And it gives you energy to perform, so who doesn't like that? Next up, a lot of people think that endless crunches are going to be the reason that they have abs. Now, this can actually vary on person to person. Have you ever seen those ads of very large people with high body fat percentage put on those ab stimulators that they just stick on your stomach? They don't work, right? We know this by now. That's almost like training abs at a very high level of body fat. Because if I'm going to be real with you, yes, if you train your abs, you'll be able to see them at higher levels of body fat percentage. But at the same time, you're going to be able to see your abs the most when you have a lower body fat percentage in the first place. And also, if you train abs with a lower body fat percentage, that's the best of both worlds. But I'm not saying don't train abs if you have a high body fat percentage, because they are also a muscle. So whenever you train them, they get bigger. The leaner you get, you'll see them quicker. The next myth is that you can choose where you lose body fat. Now, this is not true at all. There's no actual body part that you can choose to just forcefully lose body fat from. If that were the case, I would have no body fat in my face and I would have a ton of body fat in my butt area. What are you looking at me for? But when it comes to a consistent calorie deficit plus healthy habits that you implement in your life, in that certain area that you want to lose body fat in, just give it some time. I'm telling you right now, this game is a very big game of patience, as I said earlier. That's why if you ever see these people on these weight loss supplements that I can't really talk about, I don't even know if I can really talk about them. As soon as they are done with the treatment, they tend to regain the weight back because they learned absolutely nothing of what they needed to do in order to actually get there. They just relied on an external source. Don't be that guy. Don't be that person. Don't be that girl. This next myth is going to break a lot of people's hearts. Better tune in right now because this one's really important because I have to explain this to all my family. Seriously, all of them. Literally all of them. I don't know why. I don't know why. Lifting a certain amount of weight does not make you bulky, nor does it make you toned. Whenever I was a teenager, I had my mom constantly tell me that you shouldn't get too big. Please don't get too big. Don't get like these bodybuilders. Because even if I tried to get there naturally, it's not happening. I'm telling you right now, it's not happening. You need to go to extreme levels of taking gear and extreme levels of dedication to literally every single pinpoint aspect to actually get there. Because without taking any sort of super supplements and you're staying natural, there's a certain cap to where you can actually get to. So for the people who don't want to get too big, you're not going to get too big, even if you tried your hardest. And I'm not here to bust your ass, so you might as well put your fucking all into it, right? So on the other side of that, we have the people that think you can get toned while lifting a certain amount of weight, which is not true. The total way your body composition will look overall is the amount of body fat that you actually have on your body. Like I said, with a consistent calorie deficit and sticking with it every day, not doing any dumb shit on the weekend that reverses all the progress that you made in the week, I'm not gonna lie, we've all done it, alright? All you gotta do is just stick with the program. Don't overthink it, don't try and do more, don't try and do less, don't try and eat more, don't try and eat less, just stick with the program. And have some fun on the weekend. Don't go too crazy though, you know what I mean? The last and final myth that I have for you today is that being sore is not the total indicator whether you make progress or not. I know it feels good, right? You wake up in the morning, you got a sore chest, you got some sore arms, you got some sore legs. I mean, the legs don't feel good, obviously, because you can't walk the next day and you can't get in your car to go to work. True story happened to me, not gonna get into it, but it was pretty terrible, I won't even lie. I was walking like an old person the whole day. It reminded me of that one time when I had a group of my guy friends over and I busted out the camera and we made a crazy film. But soreness, I would say, is a way less reliable measurement of making progress compared to making strength gains week to week. Ultimately, whenever you're strength training, you want to be able to do a little bit more weight than you did last week. That means if you went in last week and did 150 pounds on bench press, this is just for reference. I don't know if this is actually you or not. Maybe next week you try and sneak on a 2.5, and if you do the same amount of reps or maybe even more reps, you know you're getting stronger. And that ultimately is going to tell you whether you're making progress or not. And sometimes being extremely sore is just an indicator that you're just really under recovered and you need to get more rest. That is all I had for today. If you learned something from this video, make sure to drop a subscribe down below. Also, if you want to work one-on-one with me, that first link in the description is going to tell you everything you need to know. Fill out that form, I'll get to you as soon as possible. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one.